Hello, 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 beautiful love lights. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Heart Rhythm Healing, my channel. Woo! Sorry, I want to adjust my bandana. Pardon me. While I use the camera as a mirror. I mean, life is a mirror, right? We should use everything as a mirror. That's a really good lead in. Um, so, how are you all doing? I missed you yesterday. Uh, The sun is shining today. It's a beautiful day where I am. How about y'all? Is it a nice day where y'all are? Um, so, welcome to Heart Rhythm Healing. I'm Jamie. I'm a certified Reiki master and self proclaimed spiritual maestro. I view myself as a conductor of all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. And I'm the founder and creator of my business, Heart Rhythm Healing. It started in 2017. It was very, very, very spiritually guided. The name of it, the idea behind it, sort of the process of how I'm structuring and setting up my business as I move forward. All of it is very much in the what I view as the spiritual economy. So everything is consensual and permission based choice, recognizing that you are your own healer. You don't need me. However, the paradox in that is that we do need one another. So I offer that healing space online for a low subscription where I send the healing, powerful, potent life force energy to and through you every day. No matter where you are in the world, you receive that. And then I go live in there every Tuesday. And that's what I'm currently doing. I have a pretty big vision. However, I guess this is my own unique way of just allowing this to organically grow through crowdfunding, right? Where people who align and harmonize with my energy and what I'm bringing into this universe, they will begin to vibrate and find it, have an affinity with my energy and vibrate into this space. And when that connects and they feel called to come into that space and sow their energy through, just their time and money, then we'll all begin to benefit one another, right? Like, because I'm not doing this for money, but I also know that money is energy and value has energy, and there needs to be an energetic exchange for that value. And I'm valuable, you're valuable. So there's just all of that stuff. And again, my heart at the very beginning was to make it very affordable for people. And so at the time when that landed on my mind, I was like, how is that gonna benefit like me, right? Not from a selfish perspective, just from a like, let's keep things balanced, right? Like if I'm gonna give, I should receive in return. So, and the easiest way to do that and make it uniform is through, the most recognized form of trade that we have in today's economy, and that's money. And again, but I wanted it to be low cost for people. So that's why it's only $19.99. And you receive that potent, specifically coded for you, mind you. Like I want to make sure that everybody understands that that is my call. That's my command. That's my intention, is that energy, it's so much freaking smarter than we are. It knows exactly what you need. And I call that in for you every day. I don't miss a day. You might, I don't. So if you're in that container, right? So if you're interested in like bringing your energy into that space, again, you don't have to physically show up. That's the cool part. Like you just bring your energy into that space. Granted, you'll get way more benefit from it if you do show up. That's not what I'm saying. However, you receive that energy, like that energy. Again, the energy knows where to go. It knows that you have um, opted in to receive the gift that I give every day. So again, if that's something that resonates with you, if you think you would get benefit from that, come on over. There's a link in the description box below to the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. You are welcome. And I would love to have you in there. And you will absolutely make an imprint within that space, because as it is your community as much as it is mine. And everyone in there will have a say, if they choose to, in how that space evolves, because I don't want it to stay the same. I don't want it to be stagnant. I want it to be very dynamic. I want it to grow and shift and change as we grow and shift and change, right? Like that's, and what is true today might not be true, a month from now. And so we need to be able to navigate that with one another and be open to the fact that there is a myriad of truth, right? Don't get me wrong, there's absolute truth. I firmly and wholeheartedly believe that. But we are all expressions of that absolute truth. Therefore, that truth is going to be very relative and subjective. So I want to hold space for that. I want all of us to be able to feel safe and seen in that space, no matter what your truth is. I celebrate that. As long as you're not harming another person, game on, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. That's why the pause. I'm just like, meh. I mean, right? It should be simple. Unfortunately, we like to complicate things, so it's not that simple, but it is, if that makes sense. So I hope y'all are driving with me on the same page. If you're in here, you're probably on the same page as me anyway. So, okay, let's dive into the energetics of today and this Mayan Galactic Calendar that we are spiraling through the energetics of time as art. We are expressions of creativity, and time is just a freaking illusion. It doesn't really exist. We're just flowing through space, right? With this messed up notion of time, and that somehow we have to punch a clock, and like it's very mechanical, and I think that we have to find a balance between those two, right? Like again, yin and yang, right? Like there's a happy medium, but really truly like, so we have this very patriarchal idea of time is money, right? Like trade time for dollars, or exchange value, right? And then we also have this very divine feminine, flowy, like time is art, and it's very creative, and it's kind of both, right? Like it sort of exists both, and we have collectively created this idea of time. So like the Gregorian calendar, right? That very linear way of looking at time instead of radial. And I mean, I think it can be both. I mean, I think it is both, right? We collectively created linear time. So obviously, as a collective, we felt it was necessary for some reason, in some way, shape, or form, right? We had buy-in for that. However, now there's more, again, like because it's been this high sacred masculine patriarchal structure, right? Like super uh, overpowering. And now we're flowing through the frequency of the divine feminine rising, right? Like we're coming into the age of Aquarius, and she's coming in hot, y'all. She's rising up, and she's like, yeah, I'm as powerful. You just haven't realized it yet. So hold my beer, hold my tea, whatever you want to say. She's coming in. And again, it's not for powering over the sacred masculine. She desires power with. And that's what we're cultivating. So we are going to start at the uppermost level that I start within this space. There's more for sure. I'm sure, we cycle through, I start with a 13-year wave spell, mainly because it was brought to my attention. And for me, I feel like things that are brought to my attention are purposeful. And so until something else is brought to my attention and it strikes me as something that's worthy of speaking about in this space, I'm just going to keep rolling with where we're at, because I'm learning right along with y'all. Which reminds me, if there are things that I say that you disagree with, or you have a different perspective about, oh my goodness, please share that. I want to learn right along with you. I'm not the expert. I'm reading from a calendar that you can read along with. If you want to get one of these calendars, there's a link in the description box below to buy one. It's a affiliate link for Miss Cassia. She's the reason that I even know about this calendar, and her YouTube channel is Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. Highly recommend that you check that out, because she's fucking amazing. I mean, I love her to pieces. I don't even know her. I've never met her in person. I've only just listened to her, and I just love how she connects with spirit. And she's the messenger for that and uses cards. And I love it. She's, for me anyway, always resonates with me where I'm like, yes, I'm totally dialed into what she's talking about. Maybe you will be too. Okay. 13moon.com. If you want to know your galactic signature, there's a link in the description box below for that. You can find out. I am a white spectral wizard. And still very much learning about what that means for me. Certainly resonates with me, especially being a healer, because wizard is kind of tied to like shaman and way shower, and those two things have always like, and just like medicine woman, spiritual healer, like all, like that's the white wizard. At least that like energetics are intertwined, right? I've always been fascinated by crystals and just energy in general and magic and miracles and mystery. Like I just love all that stuff. The Alchemist is one of my all-time favorite books, which is very much about magic, right? Alchemy, turning lead into gold. So yeah, I would love it if you would share your inklings about this stuff, because I am journeying right along with you, learning about all of these things. So yeah, the White Wizard, my tribe, 13-year wave spell that we're cycling through. We have 9 years left, and the code keys that are every time impregnating the next, like the last 4 years and the next 9 years, are enchant, receptivity, and timelessness. Again, this idea of like breaking down the meaning of time. What is time truly? Like, and does it really exist? I mean, I don't think it does. And that we are eternal, right? There's something about us that is that spiritual quality that is never ending. Which I love that. I love that. And I think that might freak some people out, maybe, possibly, but oh my gosh, it like excites me. Like I get giddy when I think about like the fact that I will constantly spiral, maybe not as this iteration or this form, right? Which just kind of makes me sad, right? Like that I won't always be Jamie Wilson. But I am right now, and I love it. And I love seeking to harmonize with my highest expression and become her in the best possible way that I can. And I want that for each one of you, to express yourselves authentically, like to accept who you are, how you were created and designed to be here, and what that looks like for you. Right? Subjective, your version of truth. Yeah, I think things are going to get even wilder moving forward, y'all. I just do. I feel it, but I'm here for it. I'm here for the crazy because I'm a little crazy. So it works out. Not certifiable, I don't think, but just like in a fun way where I like to see things outside of the box. In fact, I don't really like a box. I don't think that there is a box. I think that's all just a bunch of BS. So I think we need to let everything out of the box. I think that's the best way to embrace what makes us human and allow people to learn about and love themselves, accept themselves. So we have been, like I said, spiraling through the White Wizard waves, like 13-year wave spell for 4 years, which brings us to this year, which is the red self-existing moon year. And we had a red moon day yesterday, and I wasn't able to come in here, and I missed y'all. I hope that y'all had a good day. And I was kind of, when I pulled up the, there's a link in the description box below to astrodreamadvisor.com or .org, Astro Dream Advisor. Anyway, there's a link in the description box to the red dragon wave spell. And yesterday was a red moon day. And so I just kind of started reading it as I pulled this up for today's broadcast. And I was like, ooh, I kind of want to read this, just this opening part. So the code keys of red moon are purifies, universal water, and flow. And then the code keys of self-existing are define, measure, and form. And so I wanted to read the kind of deeper dive qualities from Astro Dream Advisor of Red Moon. just so that we can kind of see how this incorporates into this whole year, as well as maybe yesterday. Red moon qualities, signs, signals, awakened attention, understanding, self-remembrance, divine guidance, God seed, cosmic communication, beacon. Red moon is the cosmic seed of awakened awareness. Consume it like a fruit and let it blossom within you. You are on the quest of self-remembrance, of God seed. If you work with the energy of red moon with clear awareness and attention, an awakened state of remembrance will naturally blossom within you. So I just want you to really like sit with that and recognize that's the energetics of every day this year, up until July 25th, 2023. This idea of red moon is the cosmic seed of awakened awareness. Consume it like a fruit and let it blossom within you. I just really love that picture of like seeing it as like that this awakened awareness is fruit, right? And you can consume it. And then those seeds get planted in you, right? They fill you and they can germinate and begin to blossom and grow if we choose to water them and nurture them, right? Like to just really begin to build the muscle and the skill of awareness. What are your conscious thoughts? Can you start to utilize your consciousness to begin to tap into and seek out what's happening at an unconscious level? Where are you being triggered and why? Does it benefit you? Is it serving you? Is it serving humanity? If so, awesome. But if not, what's happening? What's the wounding inside of you that needs healing? And will you give yourself that awakened, attentive awareness to heal? You are the healing balm. Your heart mind diving into that space, that's where the magic happens. And that's what I do inside my group is I help us stay tuned in to our heart. That's the tagline for Heart Rhythm Healing is stay tuned, and it's tune into the rhythm of your own heart. You are the healer. Next level is the 65-day season that we're flowing through. We are in the White Northern Dog season of heart. Again, we're diving into and taking the time, if we choose to explore and understand better our emotional body and those emotional patterns. If we choose to explore and understand better our emotional body and those emotional patterns, the feelings that are being bubbled up inside of us. And again, like those triggers, like why? What's the lesson in all of this for me? Because again, it really has nothing to do with the other. As we heal ourselves, we naturally heal and shift everything around us, because we are the genesis point of the energetics within us, and it vibrates out. And that is our beacon, right? This red moon beacon, that's what we project outward. And it calls in all of the energies that are in resonance and affinity with that vibration. And so things are naturally going to shift and sort and change. And that's where we really have to learn to like hold on loosely to things, right? Don't let go necessarily. Just hold on loosely. Don't be super attached to outcomes or expectations or ideas of who and what people need to be, should be, ought to be, could be, would be, right? No, just look at things as they are. Allow people to teach you who they are, right? Like, and make your decisions accordingly, and recognize that people are going to fuck up. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna do or say, and recognize that people are gonna fuck up. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna do or say something that's gonna rub you the wrong way, and you can choose to exit this channel forever because of that. Absolutely, that is your free will choice. However, I want you to begin to understand that, is that serving you? Just because someone rubs you the wrong way and you're like, later, does that serve you? What are you learning? If you shut the door on anytime you feel emotionally challenged or triggered? Just a question. I don't know. I seek to understand that all the time. And the more I put it more on, like, the more I shine that light within me and I make it less about what they did to me and more about, what's the lesson for me? Like, how do I want to respond within this scenario? Like, what feels good to me? Perfect example. Oh my goodness. I went out with a friend on Friday night, and she's quite a bit younger than I am. Probably, I'm going to guess about 15 years younger than I am, give or take, which is obviously, 15 years. Yes, I could have very easily been her mother, very easily. However, that's pretty young mom. I would think that we would all agree with that. There are younger moms for sure, but 15 is pretty young as far as becoming a parent. And I went up to the bar to close out our tab, and this guy at the bar turns to me and was like, "Hey, so is that your daughter, or y'all just friends?" And everything in me, okay, first of all, let me preface this by I really have never ever gotten hung up in my age. I'll tell you, I'm 46 years old. Do not, like, I have no qualms about that. In fact, I think that growing older is a privilege, and I gain wisdom through every day that I stay breathing and, this side of the earth. So I, like, love and appreciate life and all the lessons and everything that's brought me to age 46, right? I call it level. I'm at level 46. Anyway, like, I up level every year. So it's weird that, like, I was triggered, like, when he said that to me, when he asked me that question, and like, again, I went inward, like, "Okay, hang on a minute," and I sat with the energetics of that and what was really happening, because I was like, "I don't even care about my age, so what was really going on there? Like, what happened in that space?" But, back to this, everything in me, I wanted to flip him off. Like, I was so, like, I was instantly enraged, y'all, like, just like, because I guess it was, what I realized is it wasn't so much the remark about my age, because I don't care about my age. It was just the fact that it was kind of rude, right? Like, even if you think someone is their mom, like, lead in with, "Sorry, like, how long have y'all been friends?" And then someone can say, "Oh no, that's my daughter," right? Like, that's a better lead in my opinion. But that's my opinion, right? That's just, so again, but everything in me wanted to flip this person off. And I sat there and I just kind of looked at him and was like, in my head, I was just like, "Oh my goodness, I so wanna flip you off right now." And then I thought about it and I was like, "Really? Do I? Is that really how I wanna behave? Or am I allowing him to dictate how I'm about to behave?" And that's when I realized, I was like, "Yeah, no, he doesn't have that power over me." And so I just looked away and waited for the bartender to come up so I could close out my tab. Like, I mean, I think he kept talking to me to say something. I quit paying attention at that point. Because I was just like, "Yeah, no, like, you don't get my attention or my energy or anything any longer. That is what I can control," right? Like, I just was like, zoom back into, like, here's what I'm doing, game on. So I hope that makes sense. Like, right, like, I was triggered in that moment. I very easily could have, like, said something witty that would have been just as rude, flipped him off, whatever. And I chose to just be like, no, like, you don't get my energy anymore. And again, and I sat with it, and I really feel like what was triggering to me was just the rudeness of the comment, which I have to deal with, right? Because let's be real, there's rude people in the world. So just a little example for you of how I navigate those instances. And you don't have to do it my way. So I'm just giving you, like, ideas, right, of different ways to express. Because again, your truth might be like, "No, hell no, I'm going to flip that person off." Game on, but do it because that's you, not because they're triggering you into that action, right? Like, I hope that makes sense, right? Like, I'm not the type of person to just flip somebody off. That's not the energy that I wanna put into the world. Um, and so I would have allowed him to dictate my response, right? Like, so that's all I mean, right? Like, whatever your response is awesome, and I want you to feel empowered to do that. I just want you to see that it's a function of, like, are you doing it because that's authentic to who you truly want to be? Or are you allowing someone else to dictate to you how to respond just because it's accepted, right? Like I would have been, I mean, I think I would have, I mean, maybe I wouldn't have been, in my own right to do that. I don't think that remains to be seen, whatever. But again, it wasn't for me. Like that's not me. That's not the energy that I want to put into the world. So I just chose to just like not disconnect, but just like, nope, I don't really need to like allow you into my energetic space anymore. And so I just turned my attention elsewhere. I hope that makes sense. All right. So we're going through the White Northern Dog season of heart to understand more about our emotional body and our emotional patterns and reactions or responses, right? Which brings us to the 52-day castle of time that we spiraled into 9 days ago and 10 days ago. My mistake, 10 days ago. And that is the red Eastern castle of turning. And the overarching idea, there's several. I encourage you to like investigate deeper. And maybe I will too and do a video about it. I mean, I did a little bit, but I should maybe do a deeper dive. We'll see. It was just this idea of like turning the earth, right? Like tilling up the ground and like preparing the way for these seeds that we're going to be planting during this, the first like 130 days of this galactic spin that we just cycled into. I mean, we're 10 days into that as well. So yeah. So what are you like? How can you till up the packed down energetic soil in your originally plant? So it says my connection's unstable. It just said my connection was unstable. So what seeds do you want to plant intentionally to nurture and water and give sunlight to, right? So like the light is your conscious awareness. This, darn it, why do I keep forgetting that word? Help me out. Awakened awareness. I really like that for whatever reason. Awakened awareness. The consciousness, right? Like how do you give it your consciousness, that light shining in the dark spaces? And then the water is your emotional vibration point, right? Because that's what magnetizes things. Watering is also that like how you like think about it. What are you coding into that seed through your thought, your heart mind. And then the nurturing of it is the actions that you start to take, that inspired action to actually begin to like facilitate that growth, right? To help it along to the best of your ability and that to really stay tuned into your own heart mind to navigate that, right? Like the answers to how to do it are inside of you. No one else can really tell you how to do it. If you're like me, you don't want other people to tell you how. But if you're not like me, then that's when you can collaborate with people, right? You can seek out those resources, but ask yourself like, okay, like who would be a good person to start with to have this conversation and just kind of see where it goes? Because who knows, maybe they'll lead you to somebody else, or maybe they'll have information that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's awesome, right? Like all of those things. But I really believe that they come from within us first. So cultivate that. Like maybe that's the turning of the soil, right? To like go in your heart mind and just start to like spin things around, like brainstorm within you. All right, next we have the 52-day castle. I think that flows into the 28-day lunar cycle that we're in. So we have 13 moons or 13 months within the Mayan Galactic Calendar of time, and we are currently on the eighth one, the galactic moon of integrity. And then we drill down into the 13-day wave spell that initiated this new galactic spin that we're cycling through, and that's the red dragon wave spell. We're on day 10, which is why we're in the planetary overtone. So that brings us to today. We are in the White Planetary Dog day today. So those qualities of white dog, I didn't share them with the season because we're going to dive into it right now and talk about those code keys and how it's amplified today, because we are in that 65-day season of white dog, heart. And today is a white planetary dog. So we're going to read about white dog right now. Woof. Reminds me of, if all of you are like close to my age, do you remember like the sitcoms that they played, like Family Ties, where at the end of it, it was sit, Ubu, sit, good dog, ruff. I randomly remember that sometimes. It's the funniest thing to me. All right, white dog. So the direction associated with white is the north, that way. And the code key assigned to that direction and tribe is refines. So something in the energetics of today is being refined in your world. The code keys of white dog are loves, heart, and loyalty. The quote comes from William River Bento. Quote, indeed, when the human soul's intrinsic value is to love, there can be no greater confirmation to what makes a person truly human and yet divine at the same time. End quote. The heart is both earthly and heavenly. So remember, we have those multiple chambers, chambers in our heart. A medium between spirit and matter. The heart is pure, incapable of anything but complete honesty. The heart's nature is unconditional acceptance. Its essence is receptivity, transparency, and devotion. Its strength is in its vulnerability. Its beauty in its expression. Its function is love. Endowed with infinite resources to share its graces, the heart, as a spiritual center, wishes to serve in the glory of union, welcoming all inclusively. As we dwell in our heart's simplicity, love takes the reins, and a path of possibilities effortlessly opens before us. It really is effortless, y'all. If you're striving and toiling and all things in nature struggle, but if it's like causing you suffering, it doesn't need to. Like, it can really be like at some point, growth becomes effortless. Like, I think in the beginning it's a struggle, but it really does. Like, once a tree establishes itself, it doesn't really struggle to survive anymore. It's just there, right? Like, it has grown and established its own presence. Like, this is me, this is who I am, this is where I'm at. So yeah, effortlessly, right? Like, just so it really does get to be at some point. Like, in the beginning, it takes some effort. It's a struggle. I struggle. I'm still struggling a little, but not nearly as much as I was 5 years ago. Not even close. The heart's domain is relationship. Temples of initiation offering vast insight into the celestial prisms of the heart and the myriad layers of connectivity among souls. White Dog urges us to seek out and enjoy our companions of destiny, our kin who fulfill our heart's longings to reciprocate true love. The basis of healthy relationship is to always honor the truth of one's own heart. Tune in to the rhythm of your heart. Beautiful love light. So random. The other day I was in my car and the song Heartlight from E.T. by Neil Diamond came on the radio, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's so perfect for what I do. Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. Right? Oh my gosh, I just randomly thought of that right now. Pain in one's life from unresolved wounds signals our attention, which is really what a trigger is. It just wants your attention. Pay attention to me. I need love and acceptance. Can you hang out with me? Can we sit down at the table and talk to one another, please? I need you. That's what it's saying. It's crying out to you. When you are triggered, it has nothing to do with the other person. I know we think it does because that makes the most sense. That's what we've been led to believe, that it's someone else's fault for how I feel. And unfortunately, there's no fault involved, right? Like it's just your feeling, and you need to explore that and learn what it is seeking to teach you. One of our heart's roles is to transduce pain into acceptance, resulting in peace. May it be. This personal process requires full awareness and feeling the sensations of the pain, whether physical or emotional. I'm going to read that again because I think people really shy away from this, and it's really important to begin to become aware of and make peace with to the best of our ability. This personal, so it's going to be very like, you're not going to do it like anyone else. It's very personal. This personal process requires full awareness on feeling the sensations of the pain, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional. We have to fully experience our pain. We have to. Is it easy? Fuck no. No. But the vast majority of things in life that are worthy are not easy. It's so much easier to ignore, so much easier to blame, much harder to take personal responsibility, much harder. And that's where freedom lies, is within accepting total control over your life, that you are, in fact, in the driver's seat. And you have help. You can tune into your highest expression of self whenever you need guidance. It's in you. It's constantly with you. You just have to clear out all the noise and connect. The connection, you are not disconnected, ever. You are never disconnected from your highest expression and infinite spirit that supports us all, that life force energy. You are constantly connected to all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. There's no disconnect. There's just dissonance, static on the communication lines, right? And you just need to clear out the static. You need to tune into a clearer channel to be able to hear from your heart mind, your highest expression of self, infinite spirit. While recognizing that in a transcendental sense, the pain is not who we are. It's just showing blockages or imbalances for us to clear. It is merely passing through us, seeking a heart to meet and acknowledge it. If we give all the pain over to our heart center and surround it with a vigilant, patient, compassionate embrace, the fire of our self-loving acceptance burns away its veils, diminishing its intensity, and if needed, liberates us into the lessons underlying the pain. White Dog asserts that the essence of our being is love. Everything we do is either love or a cry for love. The all-curing medicine of compassion is sourced from the heart. We'll do a deeper dive into White Dog. There's a link to the Astro Dream Advisor in the Red Dragon Wave spell, and so we'll dive deeper into that day 10 in just a second. So we also have the planetary tone of creation today. Those code keys are perfect, produce, and manifestation. The quote comes from the Mayan Factor, which is a book by Jose Arguelles. Quote, 10 represents the principle allowing manifestation to occur. based on the coherence of the preceding 9 numbers. End quote. After mobilizing and pushing our intention in tone 9, this energy becomes actualized in tone 10. Here, essence and the physical meet as one. The heavens touch the earth. Spirit and matter unite. The actualization of creative potential is at the heart of our nature, bringing depth, richness, and importance to our lives. So how cool that we have this tone 10 where spirit and matter unite, when we're also in the White Dog Tribe Day where spirit and matter also unite in the heart. Super cool. See, I just love all this stuff, like how all this stuff spirals together, like at different moments in time. It's so neat to me. Like, it's just really cool. The entire manifest world is imagination brought to life. Planetary cues us to consider what we are producing in our lives and by what means. How are we manifesting our dreams? Are we incarnating our ideals? All that we bring into this world, our thoughts, words, and deeds, contribute to the planetary equation. Planetary directs, without judgment, there is only perfection. To achieve maximum productivity, strive wholeheartedly to perfect all that you endeavor, yet also accept that there is an already existing inherent perfection in all that is manifest. As it is, simply because it is manifest. So it's kind of going back to linear time, right? Like, we manifested that. Good, bad, or otherwise, we shouldn't fight against it. We just need to accept that, hey, there's inherent qualities and reasons for why collectively we manifested both of these. But why can't we find a way to, have that divine union between those, between radial and linear time? And explore that, right? Like, how does that work? Maybe it's meant to be. I mean, that's what I think. For whatever, I mean, granted, linear time and I do not play well together. We never have. I've gotten better as I've gotten older. But anyway, attempting to be overly perfectionist is actually counterproductive. Rather, allow perfection to be a continual process of aspiration. Let us delight in all that we have to bring to this planet and enjoy all that this planet brings to us. Oh my goodness. So I want to show you the tribal glyph, the white dog glyph. I forget to do that a lot, but here we go. This is white dog. The white diggity dog. Woof woof. Yes, I'm a dork. I love that about myself. I love my dorky self. We're going to read the daily affirmation for White Planetary Dog, that solar tribe and tone of creation merging together on this beautiful day. It is February 12th, 2023 in linear time, for those of you who are curious. However, if you clicked on this video, then odds are you are meant to hear this message in whatever day and time you find yourself in the future. All right, here we go. It's written in the description box below if you'd like to follow along. You can check it out. Probably have to hit the more, and then it'll expand, and you'll see all the goods that I put in there. While I'm thinking about it, if you're getting value from this, do me a favor and hit that, or tap the thumbs up if you're on your phone, or click it if you're on your computer. That would be awesome of you. I appreciate it. I perfect in order to love, producing loyalty. I seal the process of heart with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of endlessness, right? No ending. Just this constant spiraling energetically, right? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. And we are foundationally energy. All right, so we're moving on to the Astro Dream Advisor link that's in the description box below. If you want to open that in a new window, you can follow along and still hear me in this space. And it is day 10, so you'll have to scroll down to day 10 in that question, and then we're going to elaborate on the white dog qualities, kind of like I did with the red moon just a little bit ago. Okay, so day 10, the question to ruminate and kind of sit with on is, what does my heart desire to manifest? What does your heart desire when you want to birth into the physical or into your own physical being, right? So in Western astrology, this day matches your 10th house, or the MC, which I always forget what that is. It's like the midheaven, I think is what it's called in your chart. Calling/life objective made real. All right. White dog. Whoops. No. Bless you. White dog qualities. Companions of destiny. Heart. Love. Service. Loyalty. Spiritual strength. Guardians and guides. Breakthrough. Emotional body issues. Ego. Recasting the past. So like rescripting the attachments and the stories you have to the things that happened to you in the past, like really rewriting that script. New beginnings. Oh my goodness. I keep minimizing the window on my phone. Recognize your companions of destiny. One of the gifts of White Dog is the calling in and recognition of other companions of destiny. Other beings with the same longing are waiting to meet and acknowledge you. Beings who can see you as you authentically are. When you have truly been seen, you feel empowered, and remembrance of a shared sacred trust is ignited. This is a natural process divinely designed for recognition through vibrational affinity, freed from personal expectations. White Dog can be seen as an access point for developing relationships with guides, totems, allies, and guardians. There are many ways to work with these spiritual guides, including guided visualizations, shamanic journeys, and meditation. A useful construct is viewing them as aspects of yourself, part of your life stream that is asking to be integrated, right? Be woven into the fabric, the energetic fabric of who you are. Remember, there is no other, just fractals of you mirroring back. That's how we started, right? Like I was fixing my headband, right, using the mirror of the video through YouTube, and I was like using it as a mirror, and I was like, well, I mean, that's the perfect picture. Life is a mirror, right? Like this, like there is no other. In this grand adventure, you are being asked to embody all that you are or want to be. Like you get to choose. You are in the driver's seat of your vessel. Choose wisely, beautiful love light. The harmonic wisdom of White Dog is affinity, the attraction of like vibrations or substances for one another. That's today. Those are the energetics of today. Oh my goodness, beautiful love light. Thank you so much for coming in here and continuing this journey with me, or beginning this journey with me, wherever you find yourself in the spiral of time. I'm so very thankful that you are here in this space, sharing your most precious and creative gift with me, which is our time. Truly, love light. I appreciate that so very much, and I do not take it lightly. If you want to connect on deeper levels, there's a bunch of links in the description box below. If you want to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and tap on the subscribe button. If you want to get notified when I do these lives, go ahead and hit the bell. Otherwise, just whenever it, pops into your heart mind to be in this space, you are welcome, you are loved, you are valued and cherished. And I love you and I believe in you so much. And until we meet again, beautiful love light, please go shine. Mwah. I love you.